Hey, this is my 2022 Nissan Frontier. I got this car for a steal, but it came with some issues. Today, we're gonna be putting on one of these. I want a trailer hitch because I planned to get a track car at some point, or at least a beater car. But the problem is, with a beater car, probably not gonna run too well. So, I need something that'll at least let me haul it around. So, follow me to the back and we'll get started. So the hardest part is gonna be getting this hitch up there and me threading a bolt. Because it is just me. So, I'm gonna squeeze myself under here. And completely find out that's the wrong size. Or that I put the bolts on backwards. Yeah, that'd be it. So the trick is not to put the hinges on the wrong sides. So now I have to try to back these out. I got this off Amazon for about $100. It's rated for, I believe, 5,000 pounds. And should be enough, essentially, to put a later sports car on a dolly. I'm sure it's not wise to put a rear-wheel drive car on a dolly, but I do know I need to just disconnect the drive shaft when doing so. Unless I put it on with the front wheels on the ground. But I don't know how I feel about that. Jesus. But this is kind of the start of my journey into cars and car culture. I'm gonna be trying to go to more shows that I can find in my local area, as well as meets and track days. As time goes on, I'm still figuring out the exact build I'd like to do. I have some ideas in mind. As I kind of want to build it, I want the build to be unique. And as nice as it is to just have a car that works right out the gate, I think there's a certain pride in working on the vehicle yourself. There will be some aspects I'm sure I will pay for. I mean, I am very new. I will not sit there and act like I know a lot of things. So I will stay humble and try to learn as much from the people I meet along the way. All right, I'm going to speed through this next side and Then we'll get back to bolting it all back together again. All right, so we've got them switched now. And now we just got to do that. And then it's got to mount like this. So now I'll speed through this part as well, and we'll get this all bolted back together. All right, and that should be done. So now we just need to swap back over to under the car, and hopefully we'll be able to put this thing on. So the fun trick here is gonna be getting this bar underneath here. Oh, please don't rain. And getting the first few bolts in by myself. So, make a bolt. And try to get my chest enough. Maybe this will work better this way. I don't think that's way too first job. Oh, we're so close. Oh, watch me. That hurts. That's in the exhaust. I'll exhaust my in here. You know, I have an idea. So use this car jack to get it up there. And hold the bulk of the weight. if I don't run over the bolt. So, center her up a little bit. And we'll get under there and see where we're at. Make sure not to crunch any connectors. It needs to come this way just a little bit. All right, I can get this bolt to line up. Why is this bolt not biting? All right, let's see if there's an issue with the bolt, because no, it's biting. It's just not biting on the side that I want it to. There we go, we got a bite. So we're gonna tighten this just a little bit. Not a ton, because we want it up there. And then what we're gonna do is get the other side one bolt in. Then we're gonna actually put the actual bolts. So these middle bolts will get backed right back out again. But for now, they are going to be placeholders for us to get the thread-locked bolts in. This dirt just rains into my eye sockets. Ugh, right in the face. All right. Hard part is done. Kind of. The hard single person part's done. It's also slightly drizzling out here. It feels kind of nice. Oh God, they came out a lot faster than I thought. And we got a good little bit of threadlock orange. It is removable, supposedly, because I didn't like the idea of anything super permanent. But at the same time, it is a trailer. So, I did want it to be relatively permanent. We won't tighten that up all the way. And I do want to put another one on that side first. Now, I do believe the 2022 years did occasionally come with an OEM trailer hitch, but those are very expensive. And this is a 2022 Nissan Frontier S. So none of the fun bells and whistles that came with the other versions, but it does still do the job that it needs to. And especially for someone who doesn't have the biggest budget, you know, starting out, you gotta kind of start small. I feel like we're just going round and round. Are we actually getting a bite there? Ow. Now, this is rated for like 80 something pounds of torque. I don't think I can crank all that out, which is why we're using a little bit of thread locker, but we're gonna hand crank this as hard as possible. And now we're gonna go back to the other side and crank it. But I'm sure we'll get a little more leeway here once we get those last two bolts in. Now those first two bolts feel really loose, but hey, they were there to hold it for a second. A generous helping of thread lock, because the last thing we want is this to come undone when we don't want it to come undone. Come on. Bite, please. Yum, thread locker on the hands. Yummy. Delicioso. Why aren't we gonna bite? Oh. Normally it's blistering hot, but right now it is about 8 o'clock-ish, and it is lightly drizzling. Oh, I hope my hand doesn't slip. Going right into a metal would be not fun. Alright, one more, then we back the other two out, and we'll be good to go. It's not going in. Right here. So, take one. Take the bolts. Wait a little bit. All right. Run over you. It is this like exactly run. Oh, there. Right, now back on the bolts. We're not wrong. Oh, there. Oh, it's a good one. There you go. Whatever. Alright. Left bolt. Oh, wait. So, I mean, this can be one person, I would like two, but yeah. All right. I almost tried to take the socket. All right. And now she is in. So as you can see, it's dark, or getting dark now. We started this about 7, it's now about 8:30. So it took about an hour, 30 minutes, and I actually disassembled it wrong. So this probably could be done in an hour 15, maybe in an hour. But it certainly wasn't hard, but it is the start of the journey. I'm gonna continue to be working on this truck for a little bit. She's gonna need some new rims and tires. These tires are 4 years old. I still got some more of the radio harness to fix. I'll update you guys on that because the original radio harness was cut, and I believe the driver's side window was forced down. Now I bought this from a dealership, so I don't have to worry about it being stolen, but fixing up some of the damage. The boot was cut around the shifter. It is an automatic, but it was still cut around the shifter. So trying to get that looking nice, some interior trim pieces, as well as some of the windshield, or like the trim pieces around the windshield came off. And then I eventually want to either get the bed finished or get a mat for it, because I really don't like the bare metal or the bare paint back there. To me, it's just asking for rust. And there's a little rust in the tailgate, but I mean, this is a 4-year-old car. But when I bought her, she had 17,000 miles. As of right now, she has about 20. So, no, not 17. 17,000 miles. She now has 20,000 miles. So I plan to have her for a while and use her for getting stuff back and forth to the track and slowly beginning my journey. So thank you guys for watching. You can click the like button below, subscribe. I'm going to continue trying to post more car content. You can catch me on Instagram, as well as TikTok and Facebook. And I will continue to try to post more and more content. Shows I go to, I'll try to post photos, stuff like that. So I'll keep it coming, and see you next time.